Have you ever wondered how the great philosophers of history viewed the construction of a meaningful life? They believed that wisdom, ethics, and respect were essential pillars for a fulfilling journey. And what if I told you that respect, in particular, played a crucial role in this equation? Well, in this video, we're going to delve into Stoic wisdom, explore the keen insights of historical philosophers into humanity, and examine why there are certain types of behaviors that simply don't deserve our respect. In the theater of life, historical philosophers played the role of wise directors, guiding us in the pursuit of a virtuous and fulfilling existence. For them, virtue, wisdom, and ethics were like the pillars that upheld the stage of our lives. Today, I invite you to embark on this journey as we explore the corridors of Stoic philosophy, where 5 types of behaviors take center stage. Our mission: to understand why, as human beings, we should keep our distance from such attitudes. Are you ready? Then, illuminate yourself with ancient wisdom, for we are about to dive into the quest for respect and virtue, unveiling the secrets behind the 5 types of people who don't deserve your respect. Let's get to them. 5. Excessive selfishness. The wise philosophers of the past, with their keen insight, realized that this trait is like a wall that prevents us from achieving true happiness. It may sound a bit harsh, but it's the reality. They taught us that to build a fulfilling life in accordance with Stoicism, we need to find a balance between taking care of ourselves and caring for others. Here's the key: we're not denying the importance of self-care. After all, you can't help others if you're exhausted and depleted. However, excessive selfishness is like a curtain that blocks the light of generosity and compassion. The Stoics reminded us of the virtues of benevolence and justice, which involve recognizing and respecting the needs and rights of others. It's a call to empathy, an understanding that we live in a world full of other human beings, each with their struggles, dreams, and challenges. When we isolate ourselves in our own world, prioritizing only our personal interests, we build a wall that separates us from others. This can lead to alienation and a lack of empathy. After all, how can we understand the needs of others if we're not willing to see beyond our own boundaries? The Stoics invite us to cultivate the virtue of benevolence, which is the willingness to do good to others. This doesn't mean neglecting our own needs but balancing our personal interests with care and respect for others. It's a call to harmony, an understanding that our journey is shared with other human beings, and together, we can tread a path of mutual respect. 4. Injustice. It's time to talk about something that the great historical philosophers saw as a poison to a fulfilling life according to Stoicism. And this poison is injustice. It's not just about legal matters but how we treat each other in our daily interactions. The wise of the past realized that injustice is a violation of the most fundamental ethical principles governing our existence. It's like a shadow that hangs over society, affecting individuals and groups unevenly. When we witness or experience injustice, it's like a wound on our society and our own conscience. The Stoics believed that each of us has an uncompromising moral duty to seek justice. This means defending the rights and dignity of others, speaking out against injustice when we see it, and working to create a fair and equitable society. Here's the crux: justice isn't limited to avoiding doing harm to someone but also preventing others from suffering harm. This requires empathy and understanding of the difficulties and challenges faced by our fellow human beings. When we allow injustice, whether in the form of discrimination, inequality, corruption, or abuse of power, we undermine the fundamental ethical principles that support a just society. We are, in a way, complicit in the darkness that obscures the path to true virtue. The Stoics teach us that justice is a central pillar of a virtuous society. It's not just an abstract concept but something that must be lived in our daily lives, in our actions and choices. 3. Dishonesty. The wise of the past taught us that honesty is a fundamental pillar for a virtuous life. When we spread gossip or defame someone, we weave a web of dishonesty that harms not only the victim but also ourselves. Gossip involves spreading unverified or even false information about someone. This creates misunderstandings that erode trust in our relationships. Defamation, on the other hand, is even more harmful as it involves the deliberate spread of false information to harm someone's reputation. Here's the essential truth: when we practice dishonesty, we act in disrespect of truth and integrity. The Stoics reminded us of the importance of living in accordance with the virtue of honesty, which means being truthful in our words and actions. Furthermore, they emphasized respect for the dignity of others as a virtuous principle. When we defame someone, we disregard that dignity and cause harm not only to the person's reputation but also to our own integrity. So, my friend, let's avoid those who engage in gossip and defamation, as these behaviors harm not only others but also ourselves. Let's strive to live by the virtue of honesty, respecting the dignity of others and being truthful in our words and actions. 2. Cruelty. Cruelty is like a dark shadow that looms over our pursuit of a fulfilling life according to Stoicism. The sages of the past didn't see cruelty as just an act of physical violence but also as hurtful words and actions that cause emotional suffering. Here's the issue: when we are cruel, we violate the respect and dignity that are fundamental pillars of Stoic ethics. No matter how cruelty manifests, whether through violent acts or cutting words, the result is the same: we inflict pain and suffering on other people. Stoic wisdom teaches us that true greatness isn't about thinking we know more than others and, therefore, judging better. The arrogance that often underlies cruel acts is seen as a lack of wisdom. Being wise means understanding that humility and empathy are essential virtues. When we are cruel, we put up barriers in our relationships. We create a chasm between us and the people around us. And, even worse, we undermine our own humanity. The Stoics believed that wisdom was intrinsically linked to empathy and an understanding of the feelings and needs of others. Practicing cruelty, whether physical or emotional, is a manifestation of a lack of wisdom and a deviation from the ethical principles that support a virtuous life. 1. Arrogance. It's time to address a behavior that the wise historical philosophers looked upon with deep disapproval. I'm talking about arrogance, this quality that, according to them, is completely at odds with humility, a highly valued virtue. Arrogance creates walls, invisible barriers between us and those around us. It's as if we're building a stone wall that prevents us from learning from others, from growing and evolving as human beings. When we are arrogant, we think we know more than others and that we are above them. However, the Stoics taught us that true greatness lies in being humble, in recognizing that we still have much to learn. Humility doesn't mean we are weak or inferior, on the contrary, it's a demonstration of inner strength. It is intrinsically linked to the continuous pursuit of knowledge. Here's the essential truth: when we are humble, we are open to learning from others, regardless of their social status or status. Humility is the gateway to wisdom, as it allows us to absorb the knowledge and experiences of those around us. Furthermore, humility allows us to build strong relationships. When we set aside arrogance and embrace humility, we create more authentic connections with people, based on mutual respect. So, my friend, let's avoid arrogance as if we were avoiding an abyss that separates us from others. Let's embrace humility and the continuous pursuit of knowledge. This way, we will be closer to living a fulfilling life according to Stoicism, a life where true greatness lies in humility, in being open to learning, and in respecting others. In our quest for a fulfilling life according to Stoicism, we've explored 5 behaviors that we must avoid at all costs. Now, it's essential to reinforce the importance of removing these characteristics from our lives, not only for our own benefit but also for the well-being of others. The great historical philosophers, with their timeless wisdom, have taught us that virtue, ethics, and respect are the foundations of a meaningful existence. They've reminded us that arrogance creates barriers, excessive selfishness distances us from true happiness, injustice undermines fundamental ethical principles, dishonesty harms trust, and cruelty disrupts the harmony necessary for virtuous lives. Humility, empathy, respect, justice, and honesty are the keys that allow us to build authentic relationships, find true greatness, and walk the path of virtue. By avoiding behaviors that undermine these virtues, we not only improve our own lives but also contribute to a more compassionate and ethical world. So, I invite you to join us on this journey in pursuit of a life based on mutual respect, understanding, and a continuous quest for wisdom. Remember to avoid these toxic behaviors and embrace the virtues passed down by the Stoics. And to continue exploring the riches of historical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe to the Millennial Wisdom YouTube channel. That way, we'll be on this journey of growth and virtue together. Thank you for being here, and until the next video.